Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for kickoffs and kick-ons.
So Dono loves muzzing. And muzzing is...
Muzzing, I think, means chilling, like relaxing, muzzing out, and I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. One might pop out. Just get him behind that, Drew, and I reckon you'll find one.
That reminds me of Ace Ventura. I saw that for the first time in a while.
The rhino?
Yeah, a room with Jack Maddox, Mad Dog. And he's like, oh, mate, let's just get back to our room and muzz. I was like, muzz? What are we muzzing on? I thought he was talking about buzz. I was like, that's a bit risky.
Apparently, it's just the eastern suburbs, Tommy was saying.
You all muzz, do you, Tommy?
I live in the
Muzz
east and
is
I don't
chill.
know about muzzing.
No, I said muzzing's like hanging out, chilling. I'm just going to muzz around. I'm going to go to the bottom.
You said it's what we do. Yeah, what we do in the eastern suburbs with all our cash. Nah.
Well, what's the origin? What's the Latin origin? Where does muzz
There's
come
a man
from?
named Murray, who everybody called Muzz.
Never worked a day in his life.
Never did. He just chilled old Muzz.
Muzzle tough.
I don't rate it.
Nah.
What about etch?
What do you do? What's etch mean?
It's like a bit sketchy.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, really? Why don't you just put the skit in there?
I don't know.
You know, I went and saw a play
People are
recently.
wankers, mate.
91-story treehouse with my kids, 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. And there was like a 10-year-old kid throughout the whole play, whenever it got quiet, yelled out, "Skibbity toilet!" And the whole place would just laugh. And to the point where in the intermission, somebody came out and said, "Can the boy who keeps
Skibbity. Well, we went to Minecraft. I took the boys in Minecraft. Went to the gold class, which is like...
the chicken.
Yeah.
Did they do it?
Just my boys. And everyone's just gone, shh. Because we're in like, it wasn't filled with a lot of people. It's when you can say halfway in you want your dessert or you want your popcorn or whatever. So it was a little bit more sophisticated. And kids almost got thrown out.
Were they yelling out chicken jockey?
The chicken jockey was what Levi said at one of them. And then there was one where Kai, what was that for, Levi, when he said, "I am Steve"? Yeah. There was some part. It's like some thing that's happening at the moment. It's pretty...
And then they all throw the food.
Yeah, you're supposed to throw everything.
Yeah.
I said, "You're not throwing a thing. I'll just pay for that."
Yeah, no, fair enough too.
That's not happening.
Happy Superhero Day, by the way, guys.
Is it?
Yeah, today, National Superhero Day.
National or international?
I think it's national. I think it's only America. But I was just looking for something a bit weird off the top.
You know what I heard?
Yep.
You should at every opportunity, you should always be yourself, unless you can be Batman.
So is Batman your favourite superhero?
Yeah.
Who's your favourite superhero?
Oh, you put me on the spot.
Mate, you got to have that red. It's like a favourite colour, favourite number.
Mate,
It's tough.
I'm my favourite superhero.
Yeah.
Drew Mitchell.
Actually, I want to take mine back.
Drew Mitchell.
I want Drew.
Swoop. Favourite superhero?
Oh, it's hard to go past Superman. But like Flash has got me
Superman's just a bit of a nerd, when he's not in his suit.
faster than a bullet.
Yeah,
I reckon Spider-Man's better than Superman.
yeah, same.
I liked Miles Morales. Black Spider-Man? He wears
Oh,
black.
yes,
he
yeah,
wears
yeah.
Black.
It's in that cartoon.
Yeah.
You've got a lot
Spider-Man
of
one.
Doctor Strange about you.
No, who's the X-Man in the wheelchair?
Professor X.
Yeah.
Me.
Well,
Yeah,
no, I
big,
think...
big mind.
Yeah,
Professor X,
because
yeah.
you're a professor and you're
And I
smart.
look 80.
Yeah,
Go fuck yourself, kids. Sorry, your son is in the room. Earmuffs, Levi. Earmuffs. I've lost my script. So
Well, welcome to the KOKO Show.
let's see if I can do this, boys.
Count me in.
Test me while Tommy
No,
finds
sure
it.
you got an intro or something?
Yeah, I got a bit of intro written. Let's
Oh, yeah.
just see if I can remember it. Count me in, Swoop.
3, 2, 1.
Yes. G'day and welcome to KOKO Kickoffs and Kick-Ons. It is your favourite rugby podcast where you get to listen to 3 of your favourite rugby people and Swoop.
Nice.
See what I did there? Remember
How long did it take you to prepare that one?
Mate, that was like 2 days of writing. I had like a whole workshop. There was 10 of us in there.
That was good.
We
Be
came
wearing a shirt? Or is this all just coincidence?
No, this is very coincidence. Because I've got the bad day to be schooner. Prof's got schmitted in. What do you got on the back? That looks bad day to be schooner.
Awesome legend
Yeah,
face or
schooner.
something like
Yeah,
that.
it's a schooner. Yeah.
It's your catchphrase. Thank you, Tommy. Now, today in the potty, there are just 5 rounds of the Superb Rugby regular season left, and we've got you covered for everything you need to know about your team, including for all you Western Force nuffies. The great man, the fly half from out there, Ben Donaldson, will be coming on to join us, and he's been tearing it out there in the West, hasn't he?
Yeah, very well.
Is he in front for this number 10 race? Gets, I'm looking at you.
I'd probably say he
Yeah,
is.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other little fella put up his hand on the weekend.
Yeah, he did.
Tommy
Tommy Liner, yeah.
Tommy Liner. What's your first weird question to Dono? Have you got a weird one for him today?
Oh, mate, I hit up Whitey for a bit of dirt, and he gave me nothing other than the muzzing.
The
so
muzzing's for him.
called him stick legs, which is interesting that Whitey's attacking someone's legs. The old bow.
He's got a fair coat on him. Good rug. Maybe we
Yeah,
can
he's
talk
very
about his
hairy,
maintenance,
man. Yeah,
how much he backburns. Oh, he obviously doesn't backburn because he's
yeah.
quite thick.
He looks like someone that would shave 3 times a day.
Would have to. Yeah.
Let's start with that. Let's start with
If he
shaving.
was a
routines.
Simpsons character, which one do you think he'd be? Like, on looks?
Mo, is that what you're saying? Yeah. I knew he had an answer ready.
That's very good. Brand new segment called Transfer Tracker. Tommy's come up with this one where I toss up where blokes are going and you react.
Oh,
Okay.
Real time.
Genius.
Wallaroos squad's been announced. We'll get your thoughts on that. We will finalise our locked-in lines. Tommy's got on the whiteboard since last week and he's put them into categories for us. You know how we thought we were a bit light on in the back row? Turns out we weren't.
No,
Pretty heavy on.
very heavy.
Only one fullback we picked.
Yeah.
So we've got to find a couple more fullbacks and our number 9s.
Potentially, unless we can get a 10 that can play 9.
Well, it's all. So what have we?
There's not many of those around.
Yeah, not since you.
Did Griggs ever play 10?
Not well.
I've called the segment, Drew. I couldn't remember what you called it, so I've called it the selection review. Sorry, the selection review roundtable panel discussion and dissection.
That's a shit name.
What did you call it?
I don't know.
You said something last week.
Mad Dogs make the team.
I thought you call it get rid.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Clean up.
Clean
Could be
up.
the KOKO cleanup.
Yeah.
Love it. It's going to be a great show. And obviously, we have all just had a long weekend. We had another Friday off here, Anzac Day in Australia, very important day in Australia and New Zealand. Did you have a good weekend? Did we learn anything over the weekend?
Well, hang on a second. If it was Anzac weekend, did we win? Boys? I didn't get the opportunity to play, but
I didn't play too well. I was there. I was at the Services Club up in Maryborough. I went up and visited the family. Obviously, Dad being a former soldier, my brother as well, Bronson. Zane is also a soldier, but he wasn't there. But I went to the dawn service, 4:30 in the morning, up and went to the main one in town in Maryborough, the Old Man, and then
4:30, is it?
Yeah, well, up at 4:30. Yeah,
Because you got to watch the dawn come up.
yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, and then just had the day there at the Services Club, and there was 2 up there, but I was looking after my nephew, so he was too young to be there, so I had to escort him out. And then it was Mum's birthday, Kaz's birthday on
Happy
Saturday.
birthday,
Jeez,
Kaz.
yeah. So Mum always gets the short end of the stick because she gets everyone, her husband and her sons, dusty for her birthday every year.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
She'd
But,
be often dusty herself, though.
Yeah. No, it was actually quite controlled this year. Yeah, it was nice. We went for a nice meal with happy birthday, Mum.
Yeah, absolutely.
happy birthday, love.
And she still looked very young for 51.
Oh, she's going all right.
Clickety click, she is.
Yeah.
What? You're a
66,
very
yeah.
good gift giver.
Oh, we don't have to go there.
What'd you get her? Okay.
Swoop, did you ever win Anzac Day?
Didn't play. No, I
Of
didn't.
course.
Yeah. But I tell you what, like I drove past some pubs on the Friday. It was like lineups from early hours. Wow, it's really come along, the old 2-up scene in the pub in Sydney. But no, apart from that, what did I learn? Well, I guess I can understand why kids get so sick. I went to one of those kind of indoor playgrounds over the weekend with all the balls, like all those fluffy
Did you go
balls.
with kids?
Went with the kids.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Important.
That's important.
Where you going there, son?
No, that's all I mean.
And I was sweating up. Well, I was sweating up a tree, right? Because you're running around and you kind of got all those kind of jungle gyms and you go down the slides and it's very hot in there. But you can understand why they get so sick because everyone just sweats all over the balls. There's no kind of hygiene or
sweaty
spray
balls.
Sweaty balls. So I mean, I didn't wake up with anything this morning, but yeah, the kids woke up with a couple of chest infections, which is
of course
unfortunate
they
for
did.
them.
It spreads like wildfire that age, doesn't it? Like they get 10 to 15 infections.
Cesspits
Oh,
everywhere.
Because they all play catch and kiss.
Yeah, and they chew on each other's toys.
And the world's their tasting plate.
Yeah. Anywho, did you learn anything Anzac weekend?
I learned it's not a good time to choose sobriety. Like, this has been a tough month. Easter, long weekend.
Oh,
It was 5 days for Easter. I didn't realise it was that many days.
I mean,
What's the 5th
they
day?
really milk it.
well, you got Easter Tuesday.
Easter
is on
Tuesday?
That's what it says on the calendar. I don't know. People still go back to work.
That's only in Tasmania, I read.
It's only in Tasmania.
Canberra's the same thing.
Well, we get the
Kind
same
of
calendar as
related.
Tasmania then. So, yeah, I didn't really have a bet. I think I turned up, put 50 in the kitty. We had a little family kitty for it. But everyone was drinking, carrying on, which is great. Not when you're sober. It took a lot of effort, so then I just went home.
I was saying to you before the show that if the closest thing that we experienced to a zombie apocalypse is when you drive at like 6 or 7 o'clock on Anzac night and all the people coming out of the pubs and having to dodge them in the road and then coming out of your car, and it's a great day.
Who says Australia doesn't have culture?
Oh, I know.
I was going to say, do you dodge them, do you?
What I learnt, don't feed your dog dark chocolate. So the new puppy, Mrs. and I were having some Lindt dark chocolate, you know, the salty one.
Yeah, you're big on that.
Yeah, we are. Watching the Mighty Seagulls on Friday night, left it on the couch, and dog ate about 40 grams and, nearly killed it.
How many?
$1,200.
What?
You're not
The
having a
vet-
really good run, are you? With
the
these
vet-
these
$1,200.
The
pubs?
vet cost you $1,200.
Yeah.
So how many rows would that be? 40 grams, right?
It was 4, but, you know, with Lindt, they're a bit wider, but they're thinner.
Yeah.
It's 4 squares.
4 blocks, yeah.
Nearly, did you know?
Yeah, it must
Well,
be the
I-
seaside.
I mean, it's
always
what you
heard-
deserve when you're having dark chocolate. Like, that's rubbish.
Well, I think if it was full milk, they probably...
Apparently,
imagine
dark's
you would-
worse for it.
Is it?
When you ring the poison hotline, they say, what percentage was it? We said 70%. They went, I'll bring her in.
What's a cacao?
She doesn't have long. We're going to work on her.
The cacao,
Yeah.
not cocoa.
And who was responsible for leaving the chocolate?
Yeah,
Do you
it
play
was-
the blame game?
Well, I blew up because when we had dogs growing up, if dog ate chocolate, it was just roulette. If the dog died, you get a new dog.
Yeah.
Not now.
Sorry,
Oh,
Peter, and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So now the kids care and all that stuff. So
It's also like the same with kids. If they eat peanuts, they're allergic to peanuts, you can have another kid.
so it was technically either mine or my wife's fault. So we pointed fingers at each other
Yeah.
and then just made passionate love
Over the chocolate.
over the chocolate because finally there wasn't a fucking puppy barking every 3 minutes. So I could.
You say if that's what it takes, mate, you better get
He
back
was
to Costco
spewing.
and buy that shit by the stacks. Hey?
Come
You've
out
just
with
got a
a
full
box
shelf
full.
of Lindt
all-
dark
what's all-
chocolate.
It's all the chocolate for. I don't know.
Couldn't
Just
tell.
in the mood.
Hard.
Right. We're up to 70,000 subscribers on
You're
YouTube.
kidding.
Are we?
Well done, guys.
Wow.
Well, good
What's
on
this?
us.
94? Is it?
94, Tommy. Terrific. Great insight. I don't know what percentage are bots. I'm going to say probably 60%. But
Doesn't matter.
Really? Nah.
what do you reckon?
Authentic.
All of them. Thank you. If you have subscribed to our channel, please keep watching. Tell everybody it's going very well. And we are about to hit Lions season, TRC season.
Surely we get 100 this year.
Oh, 150 this year, I reckon.
What are we
No.
doing if we get 100?
We'll make cake and have 100 on it or something like those people do on fucking TikTok. Oh, slam it in your face. Oh, look at us. Fucking
That's a
hell.
great idea. Write that down, Tommy. I hadn't thought of that. Right, let's try this new segment, Transfer Tracker. I'm doing it right up the top. Just react to this news.
Okay.
People going places.
Authentically, like as in if I've heard the news, can I say Snorefest kind of?
No, but what does it mean for the player? What's it mean for
Gotcha.
Australian rugby?
Gotcha,
What's it
yeah,
mean
yeah.
for Kiwi rugby?
Gotcha, yeah.
Whoever else I've named.
I feel like you missed the trick though, like National Superhero Day. You didn't intro us of which superhero we
You know,
were.
I've backed
That's
off.
okay.
I've backed off that
Okay.
because I realised I was just recycling the same jokes over and over again.
Right.
Because, you know, jokes about loving
Small.
protein, small,
Yeah.
doing exercise, jokes about getting fired from an ex-employee, picking fights
Lawyers,
with people,
scams.
and getting scammed.
Yeah.
And then I
Running into a herd of elephants. Bananas in sex education.
Yeah, there's a few on
You
slip.
are automatic.
So I just thought we'll just park it for a bit.
Sure.
But if you want to revisit it,
No, no, no.
Maybe you just get to know us a bit more.
that would be nice. Maybe you guys could invite me sometimes when you do
Oh,
stuff.
okay. Let's just stick with what
Yeah,
we're going.
that's just true.
It's all right. That's fine. Right, the big news. Len Ikitau will return after a short-term deal with Exeter. He's going to be back for the World Cup.
Yeah. I think that's a good move. I didn't realise when he first signed with Exeter or the talk about Exeter that it was going to be a sabbatical. I think he's someone that warrants that type of deal. I don't think everyone should get that, but I think he's definitely someone that he's got his value in the Brumbies organisation, but also the Wallabies backline. So to kind of help him and his game develop, but also his bank account develop a little bit. Like, let's be honest, but and come back and be available for a home World Cup. I think it's fantastic.
Yep. Agree.
Did you sabbatical, Swoop, when you went to Japan? Was that, and then you came back and played in the World Cup? Was
Yeah,
that
well, I mean,
technically-
I didn't plan to. It was just when I got to Japan. Yeah, I just thought that there was something a little bit left or unfinished, I guess, and I rang Czech to see if I was somewhat crazy about throwing it out there. But he welcomed
Oh, did
the
you
idea
ring
of the
him?
goal. Yeah,
You put it in his mind.
yeah.
Nice.
And also allowed me to kind of really dial in Japan and kind
Yeah.
of, not take the piss.
I remember.
So it was
You
good.
sent me a message.
Eh?
Yeah.
You sent me a message when you
That's
first
right, I
started
got
to do
you-
it.
Yeah,
We started to do a bit of deep talk.
What did the message say?
Oh, no, you obviously, once you're out of the test arena for a bit, you start to have doubts about whether you could still do it. But Swoop still could. So it's just, I don't know, you just reinforce it as a mate. Just be honest.
Yeah, great. Could you find those messages?
Probably.
I delete most of my messages with Swoop. Just in case the kids stumble across it. You know?
No, fair enough. Well, there you go. Rob Leota, he's leaving the Tars to head to, I'm going to say it wrong,
Just say Bayonne.
Yeah,
Bayonne, thank you, on a 2-year deal. So that means he'll be back before the World Cup as well. He's playing very well, Rob
Yeah.
Leota.
He's sort of gone under the radar a little bit in terms of the signings for the Waratahs, but the impact he's having, he's a genuine beast in that back row. He plays also quite a loose role.
Yeah,
as
on
well.
the edge. He's always
He's
back
good on the
edge.
the ad line and getting over the ad line, but also on the edge he finds himself in some space, and he's been going really well.
So does that mean he would have had a chat with someone at RA that said you're not really in the picture for the Lions,
Or maybe they just didn't have the money to compete. Like sometimes it is about, obviously finance. He's got to look after himself and his family first. And it could also just be he wanted to get overseas. Even when I signed to go to France, I decided at the start of the year I'd had enough of doing the same thing. Because you do Super Rugby into Tri Nations at the time, your end of season tour, your 4-week break, same cycle for 10 years, and I just decided I had enough. So maybe he's had enough, I don't know.
But good for him.
Yeah.
Yep, positive. Tom Wright, he's looking to re-sign until the 2027 World Cup, so that's good. He's firing. Would probably be the current number 15 for the
Yeah, I'd
Wallabies.
say so.
Yeah, you'd say so. Yeah.
And then the Ioane heading to Leinster, which is an interesting one. Obviously, his relationship with Johnny Sexton.
Oh,
Johnny not
Rico,
there
yeah.
anymore. Rico, that's a little bit old now, that news, Tommy.
I still reckon that's going to be awkward.
Do you think between those two?
Two of them. One wrote a book bagging him,
Yeah.
and then Rico's come straight back out on a
And
story
slapped it,
and showed that. There's going to be something deep down, I think, where they both don't like each other, but you'll find your way
What's
through.
Johnny's role there at Leinster, though?
I believe he is now a consultant,
Right.
so I'm assuming he works with the halves.
Yeah, right.
Consultant, he wouldn't be there Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
More like J Dub. Remember when Johnny came
Yeah.
Toulon, he's just getting his invoice. He offered nothing.
Right.
Junket.
Not that Sexton will offer nothing. It's just Johnny Wilkinson offered nothing.
Although he'd
Glad you
have a kid out there
clarified.
kicking non-stop for 3 hours.
Yeah. Actually, he tore a few legs, didn't he?
Yeah.
There you go, transfer tracker. What do we think, everybody? That's
Amazing. That's my
Tommy,
best segment.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You need to get a job somewhere else. Rugby roundup time. Let's do your top takeaways. As I said, week 11 of the Superb Rugby. Some great rugby played. Not such great outcomes for some of the Aussie teams. I've got you down here, Drew, first.
Yeah, I thought the game between Moana Pacifica and Fiji and Drua, there was an amazing piece of work from Artie Savea. Down the left edge, he gets the ball, nothing really on, puts a little chip over, gets the bounce, and then finishes the try. It now comes back because there was a knock on in the phase, the breakdown, the previous phase. But just have a look at this skill here. He's got no room to work. Looks like an awkward kick,
Yeah.
but he gets the bounce and just finishes it. He's
He's still moving well too, isn't he?
yeah, he's the genuine heartbeat of that team. He's their leader in a leadership rugby sense, but their cultural leader. He's everything that if he's on, Moana's on, and he was certainly on in this game. But unfortunately, because of this infringement here at the breakdown, I think it was William Havili just dropping the ball. They did get the penalty from that, and then off the back of that play, they go to the left edge, and it's not Artie Savea, it's Julian Savea who scores a try.
Yeah.
I believe it was his first touch. He'd only just come onto the field
Yeah, wow.
during the time that Artie's try was disallowed. The boss, Julian Savea, gets it, into the left corner. This is how you actually score it. And I think he's second or third now, third behind Savea Reese and TJ Perenara in the all-time try scorer. So I think he's only a couple of tries behind, but great to see him back, but first touch as well.
It's really interesting to see his growth this year on field because, there's a lot of questions around moving from the Hurricanes, which are a very successful team. It was very familiar, and some would say, clinical in regards to that cohesion and comfort around knowing everyone's roles. But, going to a team that questionably, they've done a lot better than I guess what anyone kind of anticipated. Yeah. They've outperformed expectations, but he's just gone from strength to strength. And I wasn't really expecting that because that can be really challenging when you kind of change teams, different class, different style.
I think it's kind of maybe some might see it, the burden of responsibility coming over as the captain of his new team, but also that expectation on him. But I think he really relishes that expectation and the pressure on him to come over and perform and get better. I agree. I think some players wouldn't thrive in those circumstances, but Artie seems to have just taken it in his stride.
Well, there's a lot there for him. One that he gets to play with his brother too. There's the heritage connection piece as well.
Yeah, that's big.
So that identity. He's I look forward to seeing his performances with the All Blacks.
Did you see him after the game too? Going around the Fijians, he got given bowler carver.
Oh yeah,
they were doing that around. He's done the little
right
claps.
From the stand.
Just a communal one. Yeah, they seem all having a go. But I reckon everyone should be ripping right into the carver after a game when you go to Fiji. It's almost like part of it.
That's great to see.
You'd make sure that's high tide too. Like that's.
Yeah, that's not tourist cover. That's,
no, that's the serious stuff.
That's first row of.
I'd like to see him walking into the change rooms. His knees just buckled.
Just snake dancing.
Feel anything?
Feel good. I got a nice buzz on.
But how good's that?
He's just muzzing.
Put the captain just mixing with locals, sharing carver. That'd mean a lot. That'd last. Obviously, it's a memory for the people in the stands there.
Yeah. 34-15. Moana defeated them, and they are looking.
Was it?
Yeah, it was in.
Sorry, the game's in New Zealand.
It was.
Yeah, right.
That's okay.
Yep.
New Zealand's close to Fiji. It's like a 3-hour flight.
But I still think at every game in Fiji,
yes,
everyone should rip into the carver.
Yes, 34-15, and they are online to have their first finals berth, which is very exciting for Moana. Let's go to you, Swoop.
Takeaways would just be the Reds. It was a cracking game. And there's so much you can kind of take from that game. Tom Liner was very impressive in the first 20 minutes, 2 tries. It seems that, the 2 top performing teams from the weekend were the Reds and the Chiefs. And both those teams, the 9s and 10s, were standouts. Tate and Tommy Liner were very strong. Tate in particular, getting out, getting some width out of the ruck, really, really kind of picking the Blues kind of 1, 2, 3 defence apart. And I guess the Reds kind of created a lot of momentum off that. But also, I know you want to talk about that set-piece try, but it was the try at the 69-minute mark off the back of...
Oh, of course he says that one.
Apply a little pressure. And it's a good... It's the saying of, pressure to points, right? Because they put that little grubber in behind. They get Bowden kicks out, exits. They kind of go to line out more. And they kind of worked... They worked really hard for that. Yeah. But it was kind of the imagery and the pictures, what you saw after that. There was a lot of emotion in that. It was tough earned try. You got backs coming in. There's about 7 blokes on the ground. There's 8 blokes there to pick everyone up. You just see I think that's just a good reflection of, I think what Kissy's installing up there. It's just the recipe of good leadership, but empowering the leadership to lead, the rest of the team. They know their style. They know how they want to play, and it's doing really well. But not just that. They're scoring tries off set piece. They're scoring tries off unstructured play, counter.
Yeah, I thought even
just lots of good variation.
The structure that they had in that first 20 minutes looked like they'd just work in the middle of the field, like 15 to 15, just going forward pod left, forward pod right, forward pod left, forward pod right, until something opened up, which seemed to work for them. It just looked totally different in that first 20 minutes when I was watching it.
Yeah. I know you love that set piece, but I think that was off the back of the first 20. It must have been off sequence because they kind of did a couple of just stand midfields or just line out drive.
Yep.
And that kind of line out, give, pill variation kind of cut them up. That was just beautiful motion. Everyone engaged at the line. But yeah, Oh yeah, they're changed. Yeah, I mean they're progressing really well. Like we're at the pointy end now, and they're coming
you
home
wanna
with
start
wet
to see
sails.
that.
Well, they're 35-21, defeated last year's champions, so looking very good.
I mean, tough conditions too, especially second half.
what's
Like,
going
I
on?
mean, when I flew in Thursday, and over Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Queen, like sort of southeast Queensland, it was pissing down.
Yeah.
Like when I was driving, I couldn't see 10 metres in front. So,
I hate that.
And they played in that it was pretty torrential.
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
in the second half in particular.
Yeah.
But like the other thing I found really interesting was why they left Bowden Barrett on the bench until so late. I mean, there was a suggestion in the commentary that he'd been sick through the week. But I mean, if you're sick,
Yeah, you can still learn
and you
the
don't
players.
play, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It was just it was an odd one, like a big game for them as well, because they're kind of their season's on the line. Just to leave him off, but yeah, I thought the Reds were impressive.
Would it have anything to do with the Talea red card?
No, because they brought someone else on after the 20-minute Talea red card. They brought one of the other backs on instead of him.
Geez, that was a hit. So if he doesn't lift him past the vertical, that's play on.
Yeah.
It's just because
I reckon if he doesn't land on his head,
Yeah.
might be.
Is it the head landing on him
That's,
on the
yeah.
ground?
that's the issue, yeah.
Yeah,
and
it's a bit of an
driving it
issue.
through the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
You
was.
know what? Like when you're in
Well,
that
no.
position, when you've been lifted, your first reaction is to extend back and twist. And so, regardless of how good the hit was, I think it's like
Well, that was
But
also
they-
what was suggested, Mills and the guys on commentary, Mills Moliana, just saying there's also a responsibility from the tackled player to not sort of like to brace yourself and fall better. Because, you know, as players, you kind of learn, you know, where your spatial awareness is and your body. And there was a suggestion there that maybe he could have helped himself a little bit more, and perhaps then it wouldn't have been. I don't think he intentionally put his head down, but maybe he could have intentionally supported himself better. But just on that, I thought that was also a nice touch, having Mills join the Aussie commentary
good,
team
yeah.
and with the stand coverage, and then and Morgs join the Kiwi guys in the Sky coverage. I think, especially obviously the ANZAC, that's what was the reasoning behind it. But it was just good in game to kind of get both kind of. I guess there's always a slight
Unbiased,
bias,
yeah.
yeah, but
It
there's a
was good,
slight
yeah.
bias when it's all Aussie or it's all Kiwi. But to kind of have them both at the same time, I just thought it was a nice touch.
It's not a bad move going forward, just getting rid of Morgs. Like send him to New Zealand and we'll keep Mills.
Did you see the finish of that game? The Reds? Like as in how it finished? Reds reserve half, Cloney Thomas.
What did he do?
So basically they got rewarded a penalty. It's just after the 80th minute, right? So usually typical way to kind of close out the match, he's got to tap it, then kick it out. But he's just tapped it and sprinted to his deadline. Like own goal on. That's the first for me. I haven't
GPS.
seen that. It was like, but I think he
meters, son.
forgot.
That's smart.
I think he forgot.
He's not doing
Yeah, no,
extras
you're
after
right.
the game.
You're right. I think he forgot that the defense was 10 meters back. But he should have seen him take off
Was
with
he
it.
quick?
I've never seen it before. Never seen
Well,
someone
there
just
was
go
shades of
boom.
that
And
Sam Walker in rugby league. Remember that? It was a little bit more time. I think he had to chill about 20 seconds.
That's a hard run.
He ran about 80 metres.
Yeah.
but
just to chill it
I
up.
mean, I saw the speed and I went, wow. And then he gave me like there was like a panic or a slight heart attack in a way where it was like I didn't know you could do that. Actually, you know,
Good gate.
decent.
Yeah.
I only saw the first 10. Gate comes from 30 to 40, son.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, interesting. Anyway, hopefully Tom, the guy over there, Lampshade, can provide some footage to what I just spoke about.
Tom, what are our chances? Slim to none. Now you've got one more.
What did we tell you about
talking
talking, Tom?
Yeah.
Just nod.
I've got a takeaway, but Dono's just joined, so there's no real. Like, I may as well ask Dono. Like,
Well, your takeaway can involve Dono, and then
Yeah.
because Tommy's
Oh, he's got the
of
intro.
Dono
Yeah,
is
good.
outstanding.
Okay, so-
do you want to? What do you want to do here?
well, so my takeaway.
Dono,
and
just-
we can get onto it with Dono, but
Yeah.
was a quick kickoff. So
Yeah.
obviously the Chiefs had scored.
Yeah.
Dono's grabbed the ball. It was maybe only him and the Wizard that knew about it. Long kick. I don't know if he hit it as sweet as it looked on TV,
Jeez, it
but
got a
it
nice
worked
bounce.
worked out well. And the Wizard, what a finisher.
Yeah.
He just looks like he's always confused, the Wizard. Don't you reckon? Like,
Yeah.
even when he beats people, it's like his face looks like he scored and he's like, well, how'd I get here? Kind of.
Yeah.
But he's a phenomenal finisher.
Are
he's
those the
doing
best
some good
players
stuff.
though? The ones that are a bit confused by everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everyone's different, but I think that's what works for him.
He's got a smooth style.
Very
Steady,
smooth.
steady,
Yeah.
smooth,
Like
he's
not
fast.
trying and.
Yeah, he's well balanced.
Yeah.
Do you want to get Dono's take on that quick
Would love
restart?
to.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the intro. So,
Got it.
Dono, I know you are listening. Talk us through that
Yep.
one.
How are you, lads? You can hear me, yeah?
Yeah, we got you, bro.
Yeah.
Beauty. Yeah, I don't know. You are very correct there when you say he looks a bit confused with everything. He's an odd character, old Potts, but he's it was a weird one. We kind of just saw their huddle was quite slow to, I guess, get back set for the kickoff. So as soon as the 10 had kicked, I just told Potts, mate, come with me, let's sprint back. And I think the ruling is once the goal kicker passes the far 10-meter line, you're allowed to kick off. So
Where did you grab the ball to have it ready so you could charge as quick? Or was it waiting at halfway?
it was waiting at halfway. The
Oh,
Chiefs
nice.
ball boy had it there.
Oh, great.
Absolute gift.
No, but that's also great, like awareness to know that rule as well, because you could have gone and executed that, and he'd be short of the 10, and then it gets pulled back. So that's one thing. But then also, it's a pretty brazen play, because if it doesn't come off, you two are the only two that were
There's
aware of
a
it.
lot of brass.
And it's it was an all or nothing, and then, it was great, a great outcome, well executed, and all of that. But and I was surprised because I thought it might have been something you saw in some of your review or preview or whatever of the Chiefs, that maybe they do that quite habitually, and then you're like, okay, if there's a chance, we'll do it. But that's amazing to hear that you saw that on the run and then just gave Potts the heads up.
Yeah, it actually started in Wallabies last year with Joe and Owen Toolin, our skills coach. I actually did it against the Springboks with Jorgo. I did a quick one, and Jorgo flew through and actually almost got it. He's always just said to us, if you see the huddle when they're taking ages, just fucking go for it. So I always kind of look out for it, and Potts is always flying up there as he does. So, yeah, it worked out well.
Very, very good. It was great to watch. As you know, Donna, I'm sure you've seen the intros that we do on this show.
Yeah.
Tommy, he's really had a swing at you here, mate. So
He picks his marks, doesn't he? Like, I don't know why, Dono, or...
he had a problem last week with
Yeah, Billy.
With
Billy Pollard.
Billy Pollard.
He copped it, yeah.
This is worse.
Little limp ball.
Here we go, Dono. This week on the KOKO Show, we have locked in an A-grade Aussie legend. This bloke makes the game of rugby look like a walk in the park. If that park was filled to the brim with 110-kilo testosterone-infused wild men solely intended on rearranging his pretty little face. Born and raised in the eastern suburbs of Sydney, this silver spoon suckling superstar decided if he wanted to see some action, he had to move out of his family's basement, stop befriending old school socks, and make the move over to the Western Force. After carefully packing and unpacking all his removable and interchangeable Lego-esque hair pieces, this fella has taken his game to another level in Perth and is widely considered as the front runner for Wallabies 10 jersey and the sole reason why Noah has started eating sushi again. So please put your hands together for Waverley's wonderful Westie, Randwick's renegade with a rager, and newest cast member of the hit TV show, The Real Cockbags of Cottesloe. Please welcome Mr. Ben Donaldson.
Oh, yeah, that's brilliant.
Are you in Cottesloe? Is that where you're living?
No, I live in Scarborough, so it's
Scarborough. That's where I used to live.
Cott's the posh part, I guess, the nicer spot, but yeah, most of the boys are in Scarborough, so not too far.
So Tom hates you. Not sure why. Well, let's start here just because it's topical. Disappointing against the Chiefs. You guys were doing really well against them, and then I guess they came home with a bit of a wet sail.
Yeah, exactly that. I think we had a really strong first half. We played some good footy. I guess we're pretty smart with the way we played. We defended really well. Probably a little bit unlucky in the way they scored a try just before half time. Initially, it was a knock on. We ran 100 metres. We were going to have a line out down the other end, and then they brought it all the way back about 10 phases later, and they awarded the try. So disappointing way to end the half. But, yeah, like you said, come out in the second half and just too many errors, kicked probably a bit poorly. And, yeah, the Chiefs just pounced and, yeah, we couldn't stop them.
I'll just go off just for a little bit on this because that happened a few times over the weekend. And the TMOs are now kind of coming in, and whether it be 10 phases later or the Artie Savea no try, that was only one phase. But it seems like there's just there's no amount of time that they can not go back to. I just think the TMOs are watching it. On the run, they can sit there and just interject and say, mate, that was a knock on. Stop the game. Like it's I don't know, it's becoming a bit of an issue in terms of engagement to sit there and watch 10 phases later, a team scores a try, and then they go, hang on a minute, something happened 3.5 minutes ago, let's go back and wipe that, and then even though the game clock is still 3.5 minutes later, I don't know, I just think there's got to be a bit more certainty around how long has passed before they can go back or whatever, because I get that it's the right decision and we want the right decision, but the teamo needs to be more proactive in the moment and then interject to the referee, not wait for an outcome like a try and then go, hang on a minute, something happened.
But also, what happens with the timing there? Like, so does it go back to when they scored that try and you get those minutes back, or
Well, I
just
don't
that
think
extra
so,
play?
yeah. I think that's another one you've got to look at.
So I reckon you've just got to make the call. I agree with you. It's like if the ref sees it, nothing, okay, play on. He decides to play on. If he gets nothing there, and the force broke away there,
Yeah.
and especially for you, Donna, you've run about 100 metres for no reward there. Like that's a stitch up. I agree. I think there's got to be more responsibility just on the call. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong. Like that's sometimes there's things in a game that doesn't get picked up as well. So just play on.
All it's doing is promoting unhealthy conversation, really.
Yeah.
So I reckon clearing it up, taking out the ambiguity or the confusion or whatever it is.
Well, because there's things that are missed in a game that don't lead to a try that they don't go back to and rectify. The only time they're rectifying a decision is once there's a try scored, right? So why is it okay to go back when a try is scored and go back and rule it out because something 10 phases earlier happened, but if they didn't score a try, it would just be play on.
Yeah,
you know,
stop.
What are the current players group saying, Dono? Is it gone a bit too far? Is it, these 10, 15 phases later?
Yeah, it's not great. Like like you said, that ball in play time, it's just kind of wasted time.
Yeah.
I guess there's 4 of us or 5 of us who put that kick chase in 100 meters down the field, and then you waste your legs and you go all the way back the other end for the goal kick. And yeah, it's obviously a tough one. You want the refs to make the right decision, but in that circumstance, it would have been nice to be down the other end. But I just think the biggest thing is that time that's wasted or missed. You don't really get that back. So
I'll change tack to another few errors. Have you spoken to anyone in your forward pack? Because second half it was tough for you boys off the set piece.
Oh, have a swig. You can't say. What do you want him to say here? He's not going to shit can his team.
He got in jest, I mean, the boys are having a tough night in the second half, and for you guys, what sort of adaptations? Okay, well, what about this? What adaptations were you making on the run? Just when you know that your set piece was under the pump.
Yeah, it was tough. We had Jeremy Williams go down late in the piece last week, so he didn't start. Sammy Carter came in to start, who was awesome. He was our skipper last week. Artu Molly went down, so we had a new prop from New Zealand come in on debut. So there was a lot of moving parts there. So it was always going to be, not perfect, but there was I think Max Bury did well when he came on. He caught a few overthrows to the back, which almost resulted in another try. George Pullman just didn't dive high enough. There's little ways that we tried to manage the game, especially around our kicking, but I think our execution was just a bit off. And then again, I looked back, we only had 37% possession of the ball. So, a few lost lineouts there, but we probably could have cherished the ball a bit more.
Dono, it seems like you blokes, I guess I want to question what you guys are doing at training, because it seems like you blokes are scoring really good tries from unfamiliar settings, foreign kind of landmarks, like that unconventional play that you actually just can't train. It's just something that a team has. Like a team might have very good scramble D that you don't practice. It's just it's a strength of the squad. Yeah. It seems like you guys are scoring tries just off
unstructured attachment.
Not even unstructured, just different play. Like the kickoff's a good example. Yeah. The Wizards' little chip down the chase and pick up and just kind of just off cuff play. Yeah. Is that because if you don't preload that during the week, sometimes it's hard to kind of execute on the weekend. So what are you guys doing at training? Or is it just something that comes with the connection of the group or the skills or the talent? Or is it, is it something that Cronny's trying to implement at training to play a little bit more off cuff?
Yeah, we've definitely been training it a lot more. I think ever since Leo McDonald's come in to the group, he's really brought that kind of edge to the group, playing space, playing what's in front of you. If the ruck's not needed, why clean out? Just pick the ball up, pop the ball, keep playing. He's big on the edges. If the kick space is there to score a try, just kick it and score it if that's the easiest option. So I think he's been a big part of that. Just playing eyes up, playing spark footy as he calls it. And I think it's paying dividends in a lot of the games we've been playing.
I got 2 questions, not related. The first one, Kurtley Beale, how far away is KB? You excited to get him back in the mix? And the second one is around your body hair. I heard you're incredibly hairy from neck to toe.
Yeah, first one, KB's he's back. He's available for selection. He's training real well. He, as you boys know, he adds a great element to the team. He's I reckon he's probably in almost career best nick. He's moving well. His chat out on the field's awesome. So, hopefully see him out on the field real soon. And secondly, my body hair. Yeah, I am a very, very hairy man. Kind of just take pride in it. I can't really do much about it. I saw Righty on here the other week. He gets bloody laser or something, but I don't go to that extent. I just,
It seems that the only piece of equipment you got in your back burning toolbox is some clippers. Because, I mean, I can see that you kind of maintain the beard, but is there anything else in there? Because I know you've got a good coat on that chest and the pins are...
Is it just the front half?
Look at his
What
hand.
we'll do is, can you just roll up your sleeves for us?
Look at the
Roll up your sleeves, mate.
Holy.
Is there much happening on the back? Or no? It's just front?
Yeah. No, the back's quite patchy. It's actually a bit annoying. The back gets real patchy. So I got to keep that trimmed. The front gets real hairy, but I trim that a little bit as well. But yeah, the arms and the legs there are.
Team Wolf, what about the bum crack?
Yeah, it's a different story down there. It's very hairy down there. Quite sweaty.
Bit to navigate on the wipe.
Oh, mate. Last thing I want to touch on. What age did you start shaving?
What age?
Yeah. Well, you look like someone that would shave 3 times a day.
I probably could if I wanted to. Maybe I don't know if I was shaving, but year 7 or year 8, I was definitely had like, I don't know if it was like below
Side
the
levers.
sideburns.
Yeah.
Bit of bum fluff down here. I wasn't shaving, but I probably could have if I wanted to.
Wow. You're the type of bloke that installed a lot of doubt as a bloke going through puberty. You know, when those blokes just got hair early and you're still looking down going, where are they? He's like, you really question yourself as a human. But also, I reckon it'd be a pretty tough carry for Dono if he was a pyromaniac. Getting pretty tight with little sparks. He's gone.
I remember the first time I shaved my sideburns. I was probably 9 or 10. You know, the first little inkling of a black hair. I was like, but I pushed real hard and just took like the fucking biggest part. Like, and then I was embarrassed to go to school with a scalp over. Shaving was tough for me.
You strike me as a bloke who would shave before you had hair, just to kind of
promote
growth. Yeah.
You grow a decent mow now, though. In terms of mow growing.
That's because I was shaving before I got hair.
Yeah, right. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Dono, let's learn a bit about you, mate, just for people at home. Obviously, we've learnt you're part Sasquatch. That's great. You're married? Have you got kids? It's actually National Pet Owners Day yesterday. So have you got a pet? Nothing.
None of the above.
You got a lampshade by the looks of things. That's
Got a
great.
girlfriend, but yeah, not married.
You do have a girlfriend?
No kids, not married. I have a girlfriend, yes.
Right. Is she from Perth?
She's a Sydney girl from Mossman.
Oh, Mossman.
No, sorry, yeah, she's from Mossman in Sydney. Yep. So yeah, up
so it
north.
comes from money, good work.
Yeah,
yeah, shows well.
Yeah, I'll be staying put. But yeah, no, it's going well. Obviously, long distance, but yeah, it's
so she's not over there with you?
No, she hasn't moved over. I'm living with 2 of the other boys. Their girlfriends are in Sydney as well, so we're all kind of in the same boat.
Do you boys just muzz around? You like to muzz a fair bit, don't you?
Yeah, that's the word that gets thrown around. We like to muzz.
You surf? You like to surf, don't you? You're pretty mad on the waves, I've heard.
Yeah, I love the beach. There's not a whole heap of surf in Perth. Trig Beach has a couple waves, but a fair few sharks as well, so got to be careful.
You play golf? I heard you like to play golf. You hit them well?
Oh, yeah, I like to play. I don't hit them too well. I don't know what my handicap would be, 22, 23 maybe, but...
What about table tennis? You guys play a bit of table tennis when you're on tour?
There's no table tennis table here.
I heard you're a bit of a pool shark too. You like to play billiards? We like 8 ball.
Hey?
Yep.
Sorry, I missed that.
I heard you're a bit of a pool shark on tour.
Pool shark?
Yeah, pool playing pool.
Billiards. Yeah.
No,
8 ball,
really,
snooker.
not really.
No, okay.
What about pickleball?
I've actually
pretty hot at the
got
moment,
into
isn't
Yeah, it's one I might have a go at.
What about rugby? You play any rugby?
We're just throwing all that shit out.
Stu was giving us these little signals to go, come up with a different sport. I was like, what?
Oh, mate, I'd run out.
Me too. Let's chat all things Lions. Don't know if you've heard, Dono, but the British and Irish Lions are coming to Australia very shortly. Tell us how you're feeling about the whole thing. You're pretty excited to take them on?
Yeah, very excited. hopefully pending selection for the Wallabies. That'll be an awesome experience to be involved in that group against the Lions. You know, most games are sold out already, I think. So the amount of traveling fans that come over, you know, everyone always says it's an extraordinary experience. And even for the Force have the first game of their tour at Optus. So that'll be an awesome game to start it off. And just got to, like everyone says, continue playing well for your super team and hopefully get picked. And it'd be extremely exciting times.
Yeah, very humble answer. It's a tough question, Prof. Like, I mean, you're not really going to get.
No,
ultimately
he's
still
going to play
excited
for them
about
in
the series.
Yeah, I
the
know.
Force.
Either way,
He will
But I
play,
guess
yeah.
what I could probably ask that may kind of, you can give us most of what he's thinking is, how much do you think about the Lions week to week? And now that it's getting closer, when did you start and how much would you have it in the back of your mind, you know, playing week to week with the Force? Like, was it, and there's no wrong answers here, obviously. I'm just kind of looking for some real honest truth, really.
Yeah, no, it's definitely in the back of your mind. Even from the start of the year, you know it's there. You want to be there, you want to play well, you want to be starting. So it's definitely in the back of your mind. And I guess as the comp, you know, gets closer to the end, you're kind of watching closely your opposition and how they're playing and how they're going, and you take probably a little closer note to that. But again, if you get too distracted in that, you're probably going to get a bit distracted in your own game. So just try to focus on my game. I'd be lying if I was to say that I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, do you sort of have a bit of an eye on what Tom Liner's, like how he's performing, and Noah and the other 10s that you'll be up against for that selection?
Yeah, no, I do. Obviously, I love watching rugby, so I watch all the super games anyway. But it's good to see those boys doing well. Sometimes not too well, but like you said, Tommy's playing some great footy. He played unreal the other night against the Blues, and Noah's doing well with the Brumbies. Even Lawson Crichton, who's jumped into that 10 jersey at the Tars, he's playing really well as well. So there's a lot of good competition there, and it'd be exciting for whoever gets the jersey.
Even off a Lions year though, did you boys not follow blokes in your position? Because you still while you're playing,
you death ride them.
Yeah, well, you do. But while you're playing for your club, like you obviously want your club to perform well. If they perform well, then you'll go on to play the Wallabies. But you still watch what. Even out of a Lions year, in a normal year, you want to start for the Wallabies, so you still follow that. Well, did you just follow that, Swerve?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think in 2013, we went back to Super Rugby too after the Lions. Potentially, I can't remember, but it happened. It kind of happened early days.
I wasn't here.
But I remember the closer I got, the more fear and anxiety I had around not making it through to injury.
Oh, yeah.
And so it became a real kind of tough conversation internally, 100%.
Touch wood for Donna.
No, not speaking about Donna at all.
Yeah.
I'm not even
Don't.
thinking about Donna.
Hang
I'm
up,
talking
Donna.
about,
You can hang up.
this is me.
Tell him to fuck off.
I should shut up, actually. No, it was me. It was more about, actually, I can't think that way because that one stops me, because it's like you said about the classics that we're about to play in 2 months, right? If you actually don't have a crack, you're more likely to get injured.
Yeah.
And so, that was a tough one, but kind of just go back to process and it kind of filters out.
We've asked everyone who's come on as a guest, is there anyone in the Lions that you'd love to fucking whack if you get up against them?
Well, I'm probably not going to be as open as Carlo about it.
He's a different cat, isn't he? How good's he?
All right, he's fucking different, isn't he? He's he's one of a kind. He actually told me to bring him up on this and talk about his vlog and. They'd be bloody happy that his name got brought up. But,
well, you can say now, tell people not to watch it. Say it's the worst thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, don't waste your 20 minutes each week.
Dono, what was the actual fallout in camp there after Carlo Tizzano came on here? Like, was there much chat? What was the main kind of chat around the group?
Basically, it's just a pork chop. The first thing all the boys were kind of saying, mate, congrats, you've already made the Wallabies, apparently. So that's what he was saying in his own head. But back to your question. I don't really know who I'd like to whack. I've spoken a few times to Finn Smith, the 10 from England.
Yep.
Met him a couple of times. He's a real good fella. But he
Gee,
loves to send me a random message. Loves to send me a random message on Instagram when he's drunk. Just getting into me. So yeah, if I was to go head to head with him, I'd love to put one over him.
Bit of chat around him playing the 10 this
Well,
week.
we're gonna have to put him in. He didn't make the tour, but I want to see
yeah,
this
because he's been playing really well for. Where's he? Is he Bath
England.
or where is he?
In the English Premiership.
Anyway,
Is it-
bit of
yeah,
chat around him.
Northampton.
Northampton. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I was saying that next. So you want to bash Finn Smith? We can re-edit that so it says it, and we can put that out there. The other thing we like to ask players, I'm conscious of your time here, is these three guys. You grew up watching them play, big time Wallabies. We'd play a game on here: bench one, start one, drop one. I'll be honest with you. There's been a bit of a shift. For the longest time, everybody would start.
Don't sway him.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Yeah.
Bench
I reckon
one.
we'll come back to that.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's come back to that. Start one, bench one, drop one, please, Dono, for these three Wallabies.
All right. Let's go. I'll start Gitz
Thank you, Dono.
just because he's a 10, same position.
Yeah, no, don't worry about no answers. Just
Justification.
answer it. Yeah.
yeah.
I'd probably bench Swoopy
Oh,
and have to drop Drew. Sorry, Drew. Just because you always, when I saw you at the races, mate, you were filming me when I was drinking.
Yeah, I was going to say, mate, you've just chose the wrong guy to drop because I've got incriminating footage of you swigging
I don't know where
champagne
that
from the
video's
bottle.
gone, but-
We've actually got the vision here, Dono.
yeah.
yeah, brilliant.
And you've
Oh,
got,
you there and Jack Bowen. I was, of course, you guys were down in the cheap seats. I was up in the VIPs looking down on you guys. But yeah, you're really getting into it that day. There's Tane Edmund there as well. Looks from the bottle, there he is. He's got his speed dealer sunnies on.
Tane couldn't really he sticks out, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's sticking out. Yeah.
had you had a win, Dono, or was that before the first race? What was happening there?
Oh, I don't know. That was probably pretty early on. I don't think I had many winners that day. I was just looking at Drew and KB up in the owner's box or wherever they were. They were having fun.
Yeah, I mean, my pockets were so full of cash. Like, I had to my phone was out just so because I didn't have any pockets to put it in. So,
Usually like the top hat when we're in Ascot.
yeah.
Well, Dono, the other game that we play is that you're on a deserted island, and you have to. Let me get this right. You have to have a companion. You have to have one for food, and there's one that you send on a boat or a raft as quick as you can. Have you?
Sorry, Don. I just watching my son. He came up because he wanted to watch the podcast. All he's done is play on his phone, and now he's smashing all the food that's supposed to be for the drive home.
What is that?
He's saying he's hungry.
Is that KFC?
Oh no, it's something at the Metro. It is a bit KFC chickenish, but
It's not. It's hard to concentrate when that smell. It smells very good, Levi. It's fried chicken in here, Dono. What were we talking about?
The deserted island.
Deserted island. So, guys, 3 players for them. You got to eat one. You got to live with one, and you got to send one to safety.
Okay, we'll go
Carlo.
KB, Carlo, and who are the 2 boys you live with?
Jeremy Williams and Will Harris.
Okay, so we'll go Jeremy Williams, KB, and Carlo.
Oh, okay. I'm going to keep Jeremy as a companion.
Okay.
I'm going to send Carlo off on a boat, not for any good reason other than I just want him off the island. I want to be with him. And I'll keep KB for a bit of meat.
it's not good eating on KB.
Nothing below the knees, but he's got good rump. Like he's got
a good.
Yeah, I know,
really
but that'll
good
go
rump
quick. I
and
would have
back
left.
straps.
I would have eaten Williams, I reckon.
Yeah.
But he also knows that he already works as a companion because he lives with him, maybe.
Yeah, KB,
Yeah,
it'd
he's
be
a good-
lovely to live with. Imagine laughing at KB.
He'd be lighting the fires and everything.
Yeah, Jeremy's a good muzzer. Could have some fun with him. KB, I don't know, it can be a bit annoying sometimes. And yeah, he's got a bit of good rump around at the moment. So
But okay, because you're eating him, would you just go a little bit by a little bit so he's still around for a little while? You know, he's missing
take
an
his
arm,
feet.
he's missing a leg.
I think so. Why not? Why not fucking keep him around for a little bit and then send him off.
Imagine him complain, bread, just finish me off, bread.
Hurry up, Red. I'm mudded, Red.
Right or what?
Who's your favourite person just to muzz with in the team?
Probably Isaac Fines.
Oh,
He's,
yeah.
He's a ball of energy. He's actually not here on tour at the moment. His missus is about to have a baby. I'm not sure when, but
nice.
he's my normal roomie, so he's always good to have a yarn and to muzz and he's good to be around.
Where are you boys at the moment?
We're in Tauranga, so near Mount Maunganui.
Okay.
That's where we played on the weekend, and
Yeah.
then we're here till Thursday, and then go to Auckland Thursday to play Friday.
Does anyone enjoy Whitey's company? Anyone?
Simon Cron.
One of those guys.
Jab.
He was
Great
like
jab.
Swoop, always hanging with the
That'll-
coaches, trying to get picked.
Yeah,
That's it.
way. Worked, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Dono, you've done your time. We've got some muzzing to do here ourselves. So has anybody anything else for Dono before he goes?
Nah, he's amazing.
Mate,
He is
you're
amazing.
playing the house down.
You know,
Keep doing it.
Don't worry, I won't release some of those videos I captured.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
Very, very good. There he is, Ben Donaldson.
cheers, Benny.
Cheers, Benny.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
All right, this is my favourite bit of the podcast when the person's left and then we go,
How good was he?
how good was he? This is
That's a
it.
shit.
Let's go.
Oh, well, we're doing it now.
Oh,
Okay, great.
oh, is that,
I think so.
He was
How-
good.
How good was he?
Yeah,
Was
he
good.
was good.
Open book,
I'm
isn't
still
he?
intrigued, like how he navigates. Like.
Mine's more the patchy back.
I got a bit
That's
of a
an
patchy
issue.
back.
Yeah, but how old are you, Prof?
43.
Mm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know.
Wow, I thought you were a lot older.
Yeah.
That was an easy one.
You walked straight into that.
Wallaroos squad has been announced. I'm gonna get your hot take and your hot take,
Yep.
Drew. Well, actually, I actually need Drew's hot take. He's the best at this. Let me race through it for you. Any
There were
comments you want to make?
three of the Sevens girls that made it, wasn't it?
There was, yeah. Charlotte Caslick's in there.
Tia Hines.
Thea Hines and
Bien Tarita. Yeah.
yes.
I tell you what, do yourself a favour and go and look at the Wallaroos Instagram account. Today they put up a clip. It's Faliki Pohiva, 180 kilo back squat to a box, like a box squat, and just shifting it, like probably 5 or 6 reps, but shifting it, bars bouncing.
I love that.
That's good tin.
Oh, yeah.
That's very good.
Really good tin.
Tommy's finally brought up the list there. Any standouts that you want to race through there? Biv?
Oh, there's sisters in there, the Maleka sisters. One's been in there for a while, and she's joined by a sister on debut in her first squad. So look, it's a strong squad. I believe this is for the Pack 4. They'll go and play that, and then they'll also then revisit the squad because there was an extended squad just only like a week ago, and now they've just refined it to the squad that will actually play in the Pack 4. And then I'm sure they'll sort of revisit it. There might be injuries, form, or whatever it might be. Might be some girls coming back from the Sevens. They're over in LA this weekend. So, but this is the team that's going to represent the Wallaroos in the Pack 4, and it's a strong squad.
It is, absolutely. They play Fiji this weekend in Suva. Then they do the Pack 4. So the Black Ferns in Newcastle on the 10th of May and gets...
We get a game.
Mate.
Canberra.
Not only do you get a game, you get a game with probably the biggest star in rugby at the moment, Ilona Ma.
Yeah, potentially should be there. Who knows? But I'm there to watch the Wallaroos.
Beautiful. That is on the 17th of May, and then they take on Canada in Brisbane on the 23rd of May. So make sure you get along and support the Wallaroos.
Just on that, the squad sizing there that's picked for the Pack 4, is this the same number that potentially will be picked for the World Cup?
Not sure.
Or not sure, right. Just trying to get a real read on that squad. But exciting times. Good work.
Absolutely, and not long until that Women's World Cup. So
Later in the year, over in the UK.
That's very exciting. We'll be getting right into that. Hey, we do have our locked-in lines that we need to do, gents. We've run out of time. So
Yeah,
we'll
we
sit
need
down.
proper time to sort of like go through it because I feel like it's going to be quite robust.
yeah. So let me say this, and maybe the listener or viewers can get involved. We are short in our scrum halves.
Well, why don't we get the board?
You want to, and we can just grab the
Just
board
the show.
to show where we're short, and maybe people can.
And the people listening, you can explain we're short potentially as a halfback.
Yes,
We're definitely short in fullbacks.
yes. We've only got one fullback at the moment, which is Blair Kinghorn.
We've got a shit ton of second rowers and back rows. I think one of the 10s, I think we could comfortably
don't need-
wipe off Owen Farrell at this stage now. Sexton's been picked in the coaching.
No, I mean, he's more against Finn Russell.
Well, and all
I
this,
just think more of that seniority, your reasoning for bringing him in, because he was one of your very first picked.
Yeah. Well, we definitely don't need 6 second rowers.
Yeah.
no, and we've only got 2. We've got Jamison Gibson Park and Alex Mitchell
What are you doing, bro?
in the halfbacks. He's doing it for reflection. You're doing a great job.
It'll zoom in.
Is 3 hookers enough, boys? Just
Yep.
for people to think about.
Yep.
That's
3
enough.
hookers, 3 halves,
Happy with that.
generally.
All right, so get on. Tell us what we've missed, and we will do it properly next week. I'm just aware that we've gone long here, gents.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
Too much in the Superb Rugby. It's their
no.
fault. It's too superb.
It's too superb, yeah.
It has been really good.
Trey Superb.
Uh,
Superb.
Where can you find us? At Kickoffs and Kick-Ons is all the socials. You know where it is on the website, www.kickoffsandkickon's.com. I've now said that 94 times. Also, live shows for the Lions. Keep an eye out. They are coming. We'll be telling you pretty soon.
Yep.
And apart from that,
Have a great week.
live long and prosper.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
Or if you're not going to live long, just prosper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Live short and prosper.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah. Just prosper.
Just prosper.
You know what? Let's just pros.
Just prosper's too long.
You know,
Yeah.
prosper's too long.
It's taking time.
Give us one, Drew.
KOKO!
It's back.
Mate.
Oh, wow. That is the best video on YouTube. You know what you need to do now? You need to like and subscribe down there. Or if you want extra content, might be down there, you need to go up here or up here and get more of that gear. Thanks for supporting Kickoffs and Kick-Ons, and we will see you very soon.